She started asking questions and made it clear that they were directed only at my 8-year-old daughter. She told me I could stay quiet while she talked to her. That immediately set off alarm bells for me.
Ew, dude. He went through the elbow where the joint is.
Okay.
I'm pretty sure. Do you ever get scared on the night shift? You're a small girl. It's not safe.
I also woke up with around 13 parallel scratches across my back, along with a few smaller scratches on my face.
Welcome back to Candlelight Curiosities. My name is Michael, and this is my wife, Maggie.
Do we want to talk about what we're doing in a few days?
We're going on a trip to a bug-infested dystopia. Horseflies, mosquitoes, black flies, non-stop assault of bugs.
Assault.
But, like the person on Reddit said, even if it's a terrible time, it'll still be a story to remember.
Damn right.
Goddamn right. We'll be staying at 148... No, just kidding. Yeah, it should be interesting. I am excited to wear my full getup. My full netting.
Yeah.
I'm just going to put a mosquito net over my head.
PPE.
Walk around. PPE, yeah. Proper PPE.
It'll be fun. It'll be a great time.
Yeah.
We'll have some clips included
Oh, hell
eventually.
Yeah, dude. Throw it up on the IG, dude.
Yeah, dude. All right, well, speaking of Airbnbs.
Ooh.
I have a scary Airbnb story for you. So this first story is from r/unexplained by user solid-ad-2889. And it is called, "We stayed in an Airbnb and experienced completely different realities the same night." Hi, everyone. I need help understanding something that happened to us because it honestly doesn't make sense and we're still pretty shaken by it. The three of us stayed in an Airbnb, me, my girlfriend, and one of her friends. At first, everything seemed completely normal. My girlfriend and I shared one bedroom while her friend slept in a separate room. We both slept through the night without hearing anything unusual. We even had alarms set on our phones, but somehow neither of them went off the next morning. When we woke up, though, her friend told us she didn't sleep at all. She said she spent the entire night hearing us walking around. According to her, there were 3 distinct sets of footsteps that happened in about 4 separate waves throughout the night. She also heard doors opening and closing, especially the door to our bedroom, which she said kept opening and shutting over and over again. The strange part is that neither my girlfriend nor I heard any of it. She also said that at one point the footsteps stopped right outside of her bedroom door. Then one of the bathroom lights turned on by itself, even though there were 2 bathrooms in the Airbnb, and her bedroom door slowly cracked open. She was certain she had left it completely closed. Both she and my girlfriend also described feeling extremely out of it during the night, almost like they were mentally disconnected or not fully present. There were a few other odd details too. My girlfriend's phone was found in a different place than where she remembered leaving it. Then as we were getting ready to leave the Airbnb, the door to her room slowly closed on its own. I also woke up with around 13 parallel scratches across my back, along with a few smaller scratches on my face. I have no idea where they came from. The creepiest part? My girlfriend's friend said she heard a man's voice quietly saying, "Don't go in."
Don't go in.
The whole experience just felt wrong. One person spent the night hearing footsteps, doors moving, and even a voice, while the other 2 of us experienced absolutely nothing. We've been trying to figure out if there's any logical explanation. Could it have been neighbors, outside noises, sleep-related hallucinations, or some kind of psychological effect? Or has anyone experienced something similar? We're both open to skeptical and paranormal explanations because, honestly, we still don't know what to make of it.
I love this person.
What do you think happened?
Parallel scratches. Girlfriend. Nightmare. In the night.
That's valid.
Or self-inflicted. Or there were some type of debris in the sheets.
13 parallel scratches, though.
Yes. When you go like this?
I guess.
Door closing on its own. Common in houses that are not completely level.
Yeah, that's what my thought was too.
We have a couple of those. Footsteps. Could have been a dream. But, I mean, quite honestly, this sounds like that one movie that horror movie where they go to the Airbnb and there's like hidden cameras everywhere and everyone gets murdered. Maybe it was the previous guest.
What if their room was soundproof, but their friend's room was not?
Whoa.
So they didn't hear anything, but she did.
Yeah. Spooky.
Spooky.
That is creepy. I'm a little creeped out. little nervous to go into a cabin in the woods
I know.
this week. So
Yeah.
I will be bringing 2 guns, 1 for each of us.
They're going to say 1 for each hand.
3 guns, 2 for me, 1 for you. Dog vest with a holster on it.
I don't know. He gets pretty scary when he's barking.
I've been watching a lot of TikToks on concealed carry laws, and it says dogs are allowed to carry guns wherever they want.
Perfect.
So
Hadley has all types of guns. Told him to get some storage for them. They're everywhere. Not safe, Hadley.
yeah,
All
he
right.
doesn't really practice gun safety. He's always pointing it at me while I sleep.
I'll do this real quick. How do you know?
All right, you got me. You got me. Okay, you got me.
You're sleeping. That's my first Airbnb story. I found another one. So this was posted in r/paranormal by u/dragonfly715.
Dragonfly, hell yeah,
715.
the world's most effective and efficient hunter.
Oh,
Over
wait.
an 80% success rate.
All right, this is called Haunted Airbnb. Do I say anything? My daughter and I just got back from a trip to Virginia where we had booked an Airbnb for 6 nights. We ended up leaving just after the 3rd night. At first, everything seemed fine. The host had a warm southern hospitality, but something felt off almost immediately. The door code was a random 7-digit number that she had memorized, but I couldn't remember it.
Phone number.
After unloading the cart, I accidentally locked us out and had to walk over to the host's house to ask for the code again. She invited us inside, but then something strange happened. She started asking questions and made it clear that they were directed only at my 8-year-old daughter. She told me I could stay quiet while she talked to her. That immediately set off alarm bells for me.
Ew, dude.
Before we left, she also told us to keep the curtains closed, saying, even though it's a safe place, you should close them because you're 2 girls. The odd part was that there weren't any neighboring houses. The Airbnb sat on huge private property. That first night, I kept hearing what sounded like a large bug with a hard shell repeatedly flying into the mini-split air conditioner in the bedroom. After 18 hours of traveling, though, I was too exhausted to think much of it. The second night was different. The bathroom attached to our upstairs bedroom kept making a metallic clicking noise while we were trying to sleep. Thankfully, my daughter slept through it, but I couldn't. I felt increasingly anxious and unsettled. I kept telling myself it was just travel exhaustion. Over those first couple of days, I noticed a few strange things. Every time we left the Airbnb and came back, a fan I had purposely left running had been turned off. There was also a small adjustable mirror in the bathroom. It kept being tilted downward to what looked like a child's height. At first, I assumed my daughter was moving it, but on our last day, I adjusted it back up, went downstairs where my daughter was coloring, and then I came back up a few minutes later and it had been tilted down again. By the 3rd night, I couldn't ignore the feeling that something wasn't right. For the entire stay, I had this overwhelming sense that we were being watched. Then my daughter said something that stopped me in my tracks. Before taking a shower, she closed both bathroom doors and told me, I'm closing them so the lightning bugs can't watch me.
That's what scared her?
Lightning bugs.
And-
What else looks like lightning bugs? What blinks? Cameras.
I guess.
Yeah, like imagine you just see like the... That wasn't like her at all. She's very outgoing, very attached to me, and she never likes the bathroom door closed while she's showering. Hearing her say those words made me wonder if she was sensing something she couldn't explain. That night she fell asleep quickly, but I couldn't. I started having panic attacks, which is very unusual for me. Then the noises started again, only this time they were much worse. The metallic clinking in the bathroom became louder and happened more frequently. I tried convincing myself it was a mouse, but I've stayed in cabins with mice before. They leave droppings, they squeak, and you can hear them scurrying around. None of that fit what I was hearing. Instead, it sounded like someone was moving the items on the bathroom counter. At one point, it even sounded like a glass had been dropped. Then I heard the closet door across from the bed open. My suitcases were sitting in front of it, and I distinctly heard the door hit them. The noises continued for hours. Every instinct I had was telling me to grab my daughter and leave. The next morning, I walked into the bathroom and found muddy footprints the size of a child's leading out of the shower and onto the white towel in front of it. They hadn't been there the night before. I tried to come up with a logical explanation, but nothing made sense. My daughter hadn't been playing in the mud during the trip, and if she had, there would be muddy footprints leading in from the front door where we had taken off our shoes. There weren't. That was enough for me. I packed our bags immediately and we left. We never went back. A couple of days later, the host messaged me and offered us an extra night for free on her. I politely declined. It took me several days to shake the feeling that something was seriously wrong in that house. That experience scared me enough that I'm honestly not sure I'll ever stay in an Airbnb again.
Good.
The end.
Airbnbs are scary. They always freak me out.
Yeah.
I don't know what to think.
Think
That
it's
sounds
paranormal?
it sounds pretty spooky. Well, I don't say paranormal. I say the old lady's a creeper. Maybe she's got a weird son she keeps in the basement, and only lets him out at night.
Well, my thing is like, definitely trust your instincts no matter what, even if you can't make sense of it. Obviously, something was off from the beginning, and she felt it, and then her daughter started to feel it too. But what's up with the ticking?
It could just be a drip from a leaking pipe or something.
The ticking?
The
Or
metallic clank.
Yeah. Muddy footprints?
I don't know. Was her daughter like sneaking out when she's asleep?
I don't know. Well, I don't think so, because she said she didn't really sleep that entire time.
Feral child living in the walls, like that one episode of Supernatural.
Yeah.
They
Could
thought it
be.
was a ghost, but it was actually 2 feral children.
I don't know. The part where she was like, I'm closing them so the lightning bugs can't watch me.
That just sounds like some weird shit that a child would say.
I don't know. Because at first I was just like, oh, she just wants the door shut. But then I was like, what else blinks like a lightning bug?
I mean, is the daughter standing there like perfectly still and dead-eyed being like, I don't want the lightning bugs to watch me? Or is she like, I don't want the lightning bugs to watch me? You know what I mean?
Yeah. I don't know. But yeah, those are my 2 stories.
Creepy. The second one was way creepier.
I know.
Also, the fact that this person specifically said a mini split air conditioner, I'm like, that adds some credibility. You know what I mean? That adds a little credibility. The mirror is the only one that I'm like, okay, like it's probably just an old mirror and you
Yeah, that's what I was
adjust
thinking
it
too.
and then it just always falls down.
Yeah, I literally just bought a new makeup mirror because mine kept doing that and it was really annoying.
Yeah.
Pretty spooky. Can't wait to stay at our Airbnb and see what happens there.
Yeah.
Make sure we bring all the sanitizing wipes and
Also, if you're going to put a hidden camera in a place, you're going to make sure that it doesn't have a light that blinks. I mean, they make ones that are the size of screw heads.
I know.
You know?
That's so spooky. I'm at the point though where I'm like, if they're watching us at the Airbnb, you're welcome.
Oh, I'm like a CIA agent. I'm like combing the walls, checking every screw
You do
head,
that.
going into all the vents with
Yeah,
the
don't
flashlight.
let us stay at your Airbnb because he's going to find it.
I will find all the electronic bugs. Pick up the lamp, rip off the bottom felt to make sure there's no listening devices.
Rip open the beautiful goose feather down pillows.
Yeah.
Down and goose feather. What is it called?
You just down.
Down pillows.
Yeah.
Why?
Well, down is a general term for the feathers of babies.
Oh. They're baby feathers?
Baby feathers.
How do they get them?
They shed them.
Okay.
They shed them and then they collect them. They take
they
all
were
the
killing
baby
the
geese and cut their heads off
Murdering
and
them.
take their feathers.
Oh.
No, you ever seen a baby goose when it looks all fluffy?
Yeah.
Well, they don't have those forever. They shed them off and then you
Okay.
see them all over the ground.
That's awesome.
Well, yeah, but also those geese are probably all on a farm in like cages that they can't escape or move in. All right. Well,
All right, got your story?
real scary stories.
Yeah.
So I was looking at people getting trapped in places and dying. And that was kind of freaking me out.
Okay.
You want to hear some of those?
Yeah.
The John Edward Jones okay, it's not funny, but the name of the cave is funny, which it shouldn't be funny, but it is funny. The name of the cave is the Nutty Putty Cave.
Oh, what a name.
I can't. It's
Nutty
really
Putty.
sad. It's not funny,
Oh, sorry.
but Nutty Putty Cave is just a. Anyway, in 2009, John Edward Jones got stuck upside down in a narrow L-shaped crevice in Utah's Nutty Putty Cave.
That's scary. How?
He's a spelunker. Rescuers tried for over 24 hours to free him. Unfortunately, the angle of the cave made it impossible. He passed away before he could be pulled out. Following the incident, the cave was permanently closed. Can you imagine being stuck upside down in an L shape and then dying after being there for over 24 hours?
What's a splunker? Like you just go into
Spelunkers-
caves?
Yeah.
Caves.
Caves. Yeah, they go into caves.
Just go into the caves.
They go into caves and they just try and fit through like really narrow, scary things.
Don't do that.
That's what I'm saying. Don't do that.
Why are you doing that?
Don't do that.
Yeah. Don't do that.
Have you ever seen those memes where the people are like cave divers when they see whatever, and then it just does a quick cut to just shoes?
No.
Oh, I'll show you something. They're funny. Sorry, it's my explanation makes it sound dumb, but it's pretty funny. But yeah, they just go in, adrenaline junkies, I guess, and they just
I can see that.
most of the time it's. But what's crazy is like if you're like the first guy to do it or girl, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
And you're like, I'm gonna try and see where this goes. What the fuck is wrong with you?
Yeah.
Aaron Ralston in the Blue John Canyon. Trigger warning. Blood, guts, amputations. In 2003, Aaron Ralston was hiking alone in Utah's Blue John Canyon. Utah's a very popular spot. There's a lot of cave systems there. An 800-pound boulder broke loose and pinned his right arm against the canyon wall. You ever seen the movie 27 Hours?
No.
With James Franco? That's what this is about. He was trapped for 5 days, or I'm sorry, 127 hours, I think is what it's called. He was trapped for 5 days with almost no food or water. Facing death, he used a dull pocket knife to amputate his own arm. He then rappelled down a 65-foot cliff and hiked out to safety. His story was later made into the movie 127 Hours.
Hell yeah.
The pocket knife, the real pocket knife, it was like a 1.5-inch blade. It was like one of the, it's like a keychain. And he freaking sawed through his entire arm. Like up here, not down here.
Yeah, it's crazy. How did he break his bone?
He went through the elbow where the joint is.
Okay.
I'm pretty sure. Because it was like this part of his arm was trapped and he was like, well, I can't cut at the arm. So he cut at the elbow. Can you imagine sawing through your own freaking arm, dude? That was it. Just those two. There was one about the Chilean miners, but everybody knows that story. Everyone knows 127 hours too. But
Oh, I didn't know it.
I know. That's why I told you. Okay. Do you know anything about orphan source materials?
I did not.
Okay. So like when they're doing like radioactive stuff with like nuclear waste, sometimes they just dump it and then people find it and they have no idea what they're handling or touching and they're exposed to lethal doses of radiation and then their skin falls off and they die.
Okay.
There's a lot of things above these letters, these vowels, and it's Portuguese. But we're going to go ahead and say it's Guayana. The Guayana incident. Also known locally as Caesium-137 accident. Was a radioactive contamination accident that occurred on September 13th, 1987 in Brazil. After an unsecured radiotherapy source inside a lead and steel medical device was found by scavenger thieves at an abandoned hospital site in the city. The thieves and then the workers at the scrapyard owned by Dever Ferreira, who bought the device from the thieves, used tools to open it and expose the Caesium-137 crystals, specifically a calcium chloride salt. Ferreira brought the exposed crystals to his home, sharing them with his family and neighbors.
He stole these crystals?
They were stolen and then sold, and then they pried it open, and they were like, look at these cool crystals that we found. The crystals were subsequently handled by many people, resulting in 4 deaths. 2 of his family members and 2 of his scrapyard employees. About 112,000 people were examined for radioactive contamination, and 249 of them were found to have been contaminated. So picture this, right? You're like digging around in the dirt, and you find a box.
Jumanji.
And it has obviously a bunch of labels all over it. Yeah. And it's drumming. You hear drums. And you open it, you think, oh, this must be worth something, right? I stole it from a hospital or whatever. And then you open it up, you pry it open, and there's a bunch of cool purple and black and whatever crystals in there, and you're touching them, and you're like, oh, it's like sand. Oh, how fun. And then a month later, your skin falls off and you die. That's not scary. I don't know what is. Only 93 grams of the salt.
What were they using it for originally?
It was for radiotherapy.
What's that?
Oh, I'm so glad you asked. Radiotherapy or radiation therapy is a treatment using ionizing radiation, generally provided as part of a cancer therapy to either kill or control the growth of malignant cells.
Okay, so I thought it was, but interesting.
Isn't that spooky?
Yeah.
Okay, back to Reddit. Okay, this is from r/ask Reddit by user deleted. What's this Ask Reddit was, what's the scariest 100% true story you've heard of? I work midnight shift at a gas station, and I have for quite a while at various stations in different areas.
That right there is a nightmare.
With varying levels of criminal activity. I have regulars, of course. I'm a small-statured woman, as is my partner the other half of the week, and we've always been partners. So these regulars often worry about us and keep watch on creepy occurrences when they can.
Good.
I had one man who worked in the metro an hour away who would stop in every morning for his cigarettes. He never smiled or seemed friendly, and as I often do, I tried to think of what I could do that might make him smile one day. It took many months, but I finally pulled it off by having his cigarettes ready on the counter and already scanned for him to pay as he walked in. He smiled and asked me, "Do you ever get scared on the night shift? You're a small girl. It's not safe."
That was good.
I said I sometimes did, but we could lock the doors and hide if we had to, and that the provincial police had a station close by and came in often to get their highway vehicles washed. I had a good rapport with those police. He nodded, then told me a story about when he first moved to our country from Eastern Europe with his wife and child back in the late 80s. He fell asleep at work one night at the gas station he worked midnights at. When he woke up, the phone had been ringing for hours and his manager was shaking him violently, asking if he was all right. He was fine, he said. "What's the problem?" And he was very sorry he fell asleep. His manager screamed that it was fine he fell asleep and to look outside. All of their motor oil was missing and the outside of the place was a mess. The thieves had come and swiped all the oil and left him be because he slept through the entire thing, and then moved down the road to the next station for an encore. At that station, the clerk was awake and fought back, so the thieves stabbed him to death and left him to bleed out. When he finished telling me this, he concluded with, "If you ever feel sleepy, just lock the door and do it. It might save your life." I don't work at that station anymore, but I think about that guy all the time and wonder how his grandkids are. And then they posted the link to the article talking about how the poor other clerk's killers were finally found 25 years later.
Hell yeah.
As a close brush with death.
Yeah, that, for one, first of all, I can imagine growing up in the 80s. If you grew up in the 80s, congratulations, you made it. I feel like a lot of, all the crazy shit happened in the 80s.
If you grew up in the 80s, you need to figure out the difference between AI videos and real videos. All right? So get off of Facebook.
But they lived in the real life. Like, that's been all the serial killers were out there.
Yeah.
You know, that's when all the hitchhikers and all that crazy stuff. At least from the stories that I've listened to and watched. And
Back when you piss somebody off and they beat you up.
they stab you to death. Yikes.
Instead of putting you on social media and shaming you.
Yeah.
I mean, pretty crazy.
And then also like crazy that you would lose your life protecting
Oil.
Like, products. But I mean, I feel like they made that a statement now, like to don't do that. Like definitely call the police, do whatever you can to like not let them kill you. But
yeah, but I mean, that guy probably also watched Fast Times at Ridgemont High and was like, you know, I can do it.
I don't know what that is.
You never seen Fast Times at Ridgemont High?
No.
Oh. Well, at the end of the movie, the guy who's the clerk stops a robbery and then gets promoted to manager.
I did almost apply once to a gas station. And my dad said, "Do not do that." And I said, "Okay." Okay. And I became a hostess at a pizza place.
Nice.
It's pretty cool.
I have another one. The first part is not gruesome, but then the poster decided to add the gruesome details. So if you would like to hear that one. This is by overall_draft_9416. One of our family friends growing up had a beach house, and I'd get invited every now and then. They had money, and the house was massive. Pretty cool place, too. They even had a full-time maid who had her own flat in the back. One day, they go there for a long weekend, and when they opened the door, the place had been completely ransacked. It was all a mess. Missing TVs, furniture, broken stuff. You get the picture. They went to check on the maid, and her flat was empty. All her belongings were gone. They called the cops, who came over and had a brief look, and left saying the maid probably had something to do with it. And that's what everyone believed. For a week. Until the dad returned the following weekend to try and change the locks, etc. He brought their dogs along with him. One of the dogs started digging. Found the maid buried in the backyard under a tarp that was close to the pool. So the theory now is whoever came in probably knew her and she recognized them and she had to go. I added the gruesome details on the post below. I don't recommend reading them, but it's there for those who are curious. Trigger warning, gruesome details ahead. This happened when I was 13 or 14 years old, so the late 90s. For those who want to know the location, I'll keep that one out as it wouldn't be impossible to identify the case seeing as it happened in a small beach town. I don't think it made the news, but again, it might have. It's also because it happened in a country I no longer live in, but still very much love. People are too happy to jump to conclusions like this. It was an everyday occurrence over there. It wasn't. If you choose to read below, you'll see what happened goes far beyond normal break-in/murder. Apparently, the maid had been profusely tortured before being killed and then dismembered. Cigarette burns everywhere. Some other larger burns that were probably from a Zippo-like lighter being heated up or some other kind of metal object. Tiny cuts everywhere, some larger ones as well. Then, there were missing nails, teeth, toes, smashed bones. The horror that woman must have endured. I don't know if she was sexually assaulted or not. I don't even know if the police knew. The one I'll never forget is that one of the cops told them one of her eyes had been pierced. Understandably, the family was incredibly shaken up by all of this and sold the place shortly after.
That poor woman.
That's fucked up, man.
May she rest in peace. That's really, that's really bad, actually. It reminded me of, when the growing up with the internet before they put filters and stuff on everything.
Mm-hmm.
My sister and I came across a video. I think she was with me. Came across a video that was from Mexico. And it was pretty brutal what I watched. And it was a real video. And I said, "Oh, I can't watch this." And then I stopped watching stuff like that. Well, I didn't mean to watch something like that. It just was one of the things that showed up. And golly. I can still see it now.
I won't name them, but there are a couple websites out there that one is now defunct, de facto, nixed. The other one is not. It's disturbing.
Oof. Well, that's really freaking sad.
I will say, though, those videos give me a great appreciation for where I live.
At first, it reminded me of a book I just listened to. I'm pretty sure it's called The Housemaid. It was really good, but that's not what ended up happening. I mean, there was a murder, but it's all fiction. What a weird mix of Airbnbs and murders.
Murder.
Or death.
R is the most menacing of sounds.
Red rum.
That's why they don't call it muck duck. Spooky. Scary.
Scariest thing of all is human beings, in my opinion.
It's true. Horrible.
Stay safe out there. check your Airbnbs for cameras. And if there's a creepy old woman who won't talk to you but only your 8-year-old daughter, probably don't stay there.
Get a gun. Get some pepper spray if you can't get a gun.
Yeah.
Get Presidia gel. It's better than pepper spray.
Don't buy things from people you know that steal things because you might end up with no more skin and dead.
Yeah. If you get a large metal disc that's really heavy and made out of lead and steel, do not open it or your skin will melt. You will not turn into a ghoul. You will die.
That was a pretty heavy ending there, but thank you so much for staying and watching and supporting small creators like us. If there's anything you would like for us to speak about in a future episode, please let us know. I definitely want to continue Reddit stories. I find those pretty fun. And yeah, stay safe out there. If you enjoyed today's video, please leave us a like, subscribe, share, and let us know in the comments below if you have any spooky, unexplainable stories that you'd like to share. Please keep the gruesome details to yourselves.
Well, put the gruesome details in there, but just let us know so we can do a little warning.
Yeah, a little separate, but yeah, hopefully the woman rests in peace. And yeah, thank you. Don't forget to blow out your candles and always stay curious.
Bye.